joining us tonight. Patty, I'll turn it over to you for the vote.
I gave you a paper. Yes.
So we did the online voting system is working fantastic. This year we did a vote online, a simple procedural thing to carry over any funds that we may have into the next year. This is just it's a standard procedure that we need to do in order to make sure that we don't get taxed on that, any extra revenue. Patty, what were the numbers we had?
A total of 401 people voted online. And 381 voted yes, and 20 voted no.
All right, so it passes with a resounding majority. So we will be carrying excess funds from 2024 into 2025. And this is the proof of notice of the meeting, of tonight's meeting. That was mailed out. Thank you. Okay. Reports of officers for our annual meeting. Before I begin, being on the HOA board is a difficult task. So first to my board members, I'd like to read you a quote. It is not the critic who stands, or excuse me, it is not the critic who counts, not the man who points out how the strong man stumbles or where the doer of deeds could have done them better. The credit belongs to the man who is actually in the arena, whose face is marred by dust and sweat and blood, who strives valiantly, who errs, who comes short again and again, because there is no effort without error or shortcoming, but who does actually strive to do the deeds, who knows great enthusiasms, the great devotions, who spends himself in a worthy cause, who at the best knows in the end the triumph of high achievement, and who at the worst, if he fails, at least fails while daring greatly, so that his place shall never be with those cold and timid souls who neither know victory nor defeat. That is US President Theodore Roosevelt, April 23rd, 1910. And I just want to say that being on a board is not easy, and we come under assault from many people who would not dare to put their hands in the air to volunteer. So first and foremost, I want to thank my board members for doing so. Tonight, I want to reflect on the tremendous progress we had in our community in 2024. It was a year of transformation and resilience and continued investment in our shared homes. Together, we made great strides in strengthening our neighborhood, improving our amenities, and ensuring a brighter future for our residents. First and foremost, this year, we welcomed a significant change in leadership, with 3/4 of our board now comprised of new members, bringing fresh perspective and renewed energy. To uphold community standards, the board appointed 5 new members to the Finance Committee, ensuring ongoing compliance with governing documents. The Social Committee successfully planned and executed 4 major community events, bringing neighbors together for Easter, a summer social, movie night, and the Santa and Mrs. Claus food truck event. Excuse me, it wasn't a food truck event, but we did have some snacks and things. Financially, under the guidance of our previous treasurer, Rebecca, and our new treasurer, Thomas, our accounting company, we have streamlined our financing processes and brought our community finances into alignment. We addressed resident concerns by updating fencing around the small dog park, and we held a meeting for Florida-friendly landscaping where we discussed it. And I think it was a success. We're going to look to invest some of that money and landscaping into doing that in our neighborhood. Also, the community came resoundingly together to vote on at a town hall meeting in a lawsuit against the builders. And the effort was defeated, but at the time, and I still hold that it was a success because there was a great mobilization. One of our great accomplishments this year was, despite having 2 major hurricanes, we responded swiftly, ensuring that debris was removed almost immediately, and supporting homeowners and repairing of the roofs, getting those requests approved in under 24 hours in most cases. We expedited our progress. For community beautification and security enhancements, we invested in significant maintenance and upgrades to our shared spaces. We upgraded our street trees in Sagewood and the paired villas and the lake house. All of these were trimmed for safety and aesthetics. We upgraded the cameras in the dog park and the fitness area to enhance our security. And we installed a fence at Specter Road and Barrington Stower, and for Sandpiper to improve the community boundaries. Also, the first phase of painting in the paired villas was completed, improving our curb appeal throughout the neighborhood. And we did a lot of sod replacement. We took proactive measures in preparing for future upgrades, including we discussed and decided upon pool renovations. And the lake house air conditioning units were replaced, ensuring the comfort of residents who rent the spaces. Lastly, additional security measures were implemented at the pool during daytime hours to ensure that resident access was assured. We did a lot this year. That's just the things that Patty and I could remember and put our heads together. Looking ahead to 2025, our work is not done, and many of the projects we started, we still need to keep moving forward. We have an installation of a new splash pad and our pool resurfacing project, which will be done the end of this year, going into the next year. We have continued landscaping improvements and enhancements, and more painting to do throughout the neighborhood. And we still have to address parking throughout the neighborhood. I know that's a contentious issue. So I say in conclusion that the past year has been a testament to what we can achieve when we work together as a community. We've made great progress and reflects the dedication of the board members and the committees and every resident who volunteers their time. As we look forward, I remain committed to enhancing our community, protecting our investments, and in fostering an environment where everyone feels safe. Next. So that is my report for the night.
Love it.
Any other officers, vice president, anything to add to the annual meeting?
Thanks for putting me on the spot. No, we did a lot this year, and I know that, you know, some of it was agreed upon, some of it was not agreed upon. There was a lot of debate, a lot of back and forth, but I think, you know, anytime the community comes out, it's good. Whether they agree with our decisions or don't, that's fine. That's part of the process. And everybody here who has a home and owns a home has a voice. We appreciate and welcome everybody to either join online or here in person. The more involvement we get from the community, the better our community will be. And looking into 25, I hope there's a lot more involvement, a lot more volunteering. We have a great community and a great neighborhood. Let's try to make it better.
Treasurer, anything to report for the annual year? How did we do last year?
So overall, I'm gonna start with the master, and I can go through the sub components as in like their annual income.
Sure.
But we started out the master, brought in a little over $1 million, so it's $1,034,000 into the budget. On the balance sheet side, we're at about $1 million between the rest of the properties all added together. On the individual income, paired villas brought in $106,000, Sagewood $338,000, Sandpiper Crest $270,000, then Westlake $88,000. Of significance of all of those, I think a big stride that happened is Westlake was able to close some of that negative that they started the previous year with. So they were negative 10,000 when we started the previous year. Now they're at a 2,000 positive.
Okay.
So at least we're going into the next year, moving forward with their approved budget, we should be good. And I do want to note to all the homeowners, as you look online and you look at the budget that's on there, we've closed December. We haven't fully closed the year out. We're waiting for the audit, which we'll talk about a little bit later, which audit company will come in and make sure that the bookkeeping is correct on that side of it. In addition to that is starting next month, all of the reports will look a little different. So we try to combine all the categories into things that make it look like the budget proposal that goes out to the community. So now the backside of this will look exactly the same. So they're used to seeing something that's similar. And hopefully that makes it easier for people to understand where their money's going. And then when we get to the next budget cycle, we'll look at making sure we can drive some of those costs down with the pool being done and all that.
Great.
So, unless I have any questions, I'll leave it there for now.
Thank you so much. Great year-end wrap up. Thank you. Secretary, anything to add this year, Henry?
No, nothing to add. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, sir.
How many people are there?
All right, for the we're going to open it up to resident comments. There is, keep in mind that this is the annual meeting, so we'll try to maybe cage that to 2024. Any comments from last year, things you want to see better throughout 2025? Any comments about the agenda for the monthly meeting? We'll save those until the meeting, which will take place after this meeting. Any community comments about 2024, how we did, what things you'd like to see different? I have a few people in the room.
We're expecting coupons for showing up today.
We're definitely appreciative of it.
Mark, I think your opening statement was brilliant. Teddy's wonderful, but to the Rough Rider sitting here, and the quote that came to mind as you were speaking was, he or she who holds the paintbrush determines the color of the house. So you're gonna put the work in, and that gives you the right to make decisions. And sometimes, put the work in is what it's all about. But I have no comments. I think you guys did a great job on what you're talking about and in the right direction. I'm glad to see their representative, Aqua here, my neighbor, and look forward to continuing with that collaboration, and moving forward. I don't know if Natalia has anything to say.
I don't really experience.
Okay. No, that's great. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thanks for coming out. Anyone online have anything they want to add? Does not appear so. Okay, we have handled all of the annual meeting business, Patty. Is that correct?
We have.
Wonderful. Since it's not an election or anything like that, it's pretty easy.
Yep.
All right. At this time, I will motion to adjourn the annual meeting, and in 15 minutes, we will commence the monthly meetings. Is there a second?
Well, we can do it automatic, because it's listed everywhere, that's immediately following.
Immediately following. Okay.
Then I will second.
Immediately following? Okay. Adjourn and move immediately into the monthly. And second? Okay. All right. All in favor of adjourning the annual meeting, say aye.
She's gonna drop that one and pull up the new one.
Yeah, she's gonna
None
stop that
of
one.
course. All right, motion carries. Thank you.